And today we're going to be talking about shoulder pain location. Is it a clue or is it a red herring? So, where you feel your shoulder pain does matter, that's for sure. Pain at the tip of the shoulder, pain down the arm, pain around the shoulder blade, and they can all point us in different directions. But here's the important part: the location of the pain is just a clue, it's not the whole story. As a musculoskeletal physiotherapist, I see myself as a clinical detective, helping patients understand patterns of their shoulder problem, not necessarily self diagnosing. But understanding the shoulder and its pain patterns helps reduce your anxiety and helps you make better decisions during your rehab process. So, the shoulder's not just one joint. The shoulder girdle includes several moving parts. The ball and socket joint, ball and socket shoulder joint, the AC joint at the top of the shoulder, the shoulder blade moving over the ribs, the collarbone, and within the shoulder joint, there are a whole range of structures such as the rotator cuff, the bursa, the capsule, the glenoid labrum, and the muscles around the neck and the upper back. So when someone says, I have shoulder pain, my next question is, where exactly? So let's open an image to share with you and talk about where you can feel shoulder pain and what's significant and what's not significant. Now, pain at the side of the upper arm. This is the classic shoulder pain area that many patients describe. Although I must say, some patients find it hard to accept that pain in their upper arm is being referred from the shoulder joint itself. So, pain over the shoulder and upper arm, down the side of the upper arm, is commonly associated with things like irritation of structures such as the rotator cuff, tendons, and the subacromial bursa. It may be worse with reaching overhead, lifting the arm out to the side, especially putting on a shirt, reaching into the back seat of the car, or lying on that shoulder at night. So, pain down the side of the upper arm is more often referred pain from the shoulder itself rather than some problem within the upper arm. Now, pain on the top of the shoulder. The AC joint, that knobbly bit over the top of the shoulder, so especially near the end of the collarbone, this suggests straight away irritation of the acromioclavicular joint, especially when it's aggravated by reaching across the body, lying on that side, push-ups and bench press when your elbows get too far back, dips, or a fall directly onto the point of the shoulder. So if the pain is very localized right here, especially with cross-body movements, I start thinking about the AC joint being involved. So pain on the front of the shoulder. Now this can come from several sources, including the long head of biceps tendon, which runs right down the front here. The rotator cuff, the shoulder joint itself, stiffness in the capsule. So common triggers are reaching forward, lifting forward and up, carrying something heavy, pushing up from a chair, or even throwing. So front of shoulder pain is one of those areas where the symptoms can come from different conditions and can overlap. The exact activity that brings it on is often more helpful than the location alone. So pain around the shoulder blade, the neck and upper back. Now what happens is if you have shoulder pain that's going on and on and on, and is really quite debilitating, people hitch the shoulder or hold the arm protectively, even across the body. So this can overload the upper trapezius, the neck, and the shoulder blade muscles. So uncontrolled shoulder pain end up with tight protective muscles around these structures. But it's worth remembering that upper trapezius and neck and shoulder blade pain in isolation without any shoulder joint symptoms or pain into the upper arm probably need to be looked at the cervical spine and upper back as a source of those pains. Now, pain traveling below the elbow and into the forearm and hand. True shoulder problems tend to refer pain into the upper arm as far as the elbow, but pain below the elbow with pins and needles, numbness, burning, electrical shock sensations, or hand weakness, that can suggest that there's some sort of nerve involvement, either in the neck or somewhere else in the shoulder and arm. But it's worth remembering, on the other hand, that frozen shoulder in its early stages, when it's really severe, can cause severe aching running all the way down the arm. So pain down the arm doesn't mean panic, it just needs to be diagnosed and assessed properly. Now, one of the things we've got to remember is red flags, because while pain at night is quite common with shoulder problems, and it sometimes can be incredibly difficult to get comfortable. Pain, however, that is severe and worsening, especially if it's associated with fever, unexpected weight loss, major trauma, chest pain, shortness of breath, or sudden arm weakness. In this case, these cases need a good medical assessment. So most shoulder pain is mechanical, but not all shoulder pains should be treated as just another shoulder niggle. And we actually haven't touched on referred pain, because pain over the shoulder can be referred from other places. I've already mentioned the neck and upper back can cause pain in those locations, but that pain can also be referred out across the shoulder and into the upper arm and can mimic shoulder problems. Even the gallbladder can refer pain to the right shoulder. So these are all differential diagnoses that need to be made. So to wrap up, the location plus its behavior plus the functional loss is important. Where you feel your pain is important, but it's only one part of the story. We also need to know what brings it on, what eases it, how far it travels, whether movement is restricted, whether the strength is affected, and also how it's changing over time. Pain location gives us a starting point on the map. The full story tells us where to go next. Thank you for your time. I'll be back more with soon of these Freedom Fridays. I have a list of over 100 topics for you. Thank you. Bye.